Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well out there in these notary streets. If this is your first time here, welcome to the NGC Notary channel on YouTube. We are all things notary journey, education, experience, and encouragement. If you are rocking with me, you've been rocking with me for a long time, then thank you guys for coming back, and I hope that you guys get as much out of these videos from me making them as I do. So, as you guys know, we have started a new series called Mastering Notarizations. This is going to be the second video in that series, and today we are going to be notarizing a general warranty deed step by step. Putting a disclaimer, the warranty deed that I'm going to be notarizing is for my county. I live in Leon County in Florida. So this is the document that I'm going to be notarizing based off of my law here in Florida. Of course, you would see if you can find the warranty deed for the county that you live in the state that you live in, and then of course you would notarize it accordingly or look it over to notarize it accordingly uh, per your state laws. So like the first video, I'm going to be doing two different examples of the same document. I'm going to notarize the document as if we were in physical presence with the signer, and I am also going to be completing the document as if the person came via Ron. The platform I use is One Notary. I am a platform notary for them, but I also bring my own clients to the platform as well. So, for those of you that are not aware, a general warranty deed is a legal document used in real estate transaction that transfers ownership of the property from the seller, who is considered the grantor, to the buyer, who is considered the grantee. It provides the highest level of protection to the buyer because the seller guarantees that the property's title is clear of any liens, claims, or defects, both during the seller's ownership and prior to it. For those of you that do loan signings, we are very aware of this document, and we are because this document it is either called a um it's either called a general warranty deed, it's called a security deed, it's called a warranty deed. Many states call it something different, but this is basically, like I just stated, this is the document that states use to basically transfer the property from the seller to the buyer. This document is also recorded with the clerk of courts to let them know, hey, this property has now been sold by such and such, and has been bought by such and such, and here is the evidence to prove it. I've seen many documents of mine that I have been the notary for online where the general warranty deed is now a part of public record, and I can go and see that information. So I hope you guys are ready to get in this video. So here we go. And we are back. So this is the general warranty deed without any information inputted. So once again, this is the general warranty deed for my county, which is Leon County in the state of Florida. Of course, when you're meeting with someone online or in person, this information needs to be filled out by the signer before they meet with you. Of course, the top part, no signing of for them or the witnesses. And usually the executed date part is usually left out as well. Now, the one thing that's different that my county, as of January 1st of 2024, it is a statewide law that when any quitclaim deed or warranty deed and some mortgages for some counties are signed now, you have to provide the printed name and full address, including the city, state, and zip code of the witnesses that are signing the document. My county takes it a little bit further, and they ask for the printed name and then the full address, including city, state, and zip code of the signer as well. So this is how the document looks, not filled out. So due to the security that has been placed on this document by the county, I'm not able to fill it out as we go, because of that, which I understand, due to security reasons, with title fraud and everything that's been going on. So what I did was that I printed, them out, filled them out, and we went ahead and signed them. The only thing I didn't do was notarize them, because I'm going to notarize them here with you all. So this is the first document that we completed. And of course, I did it as the preparer. All of this information on here, besides my name and my company's name, is all made up. None of the rest of this information is true. Um, so this is how it looks if we were in person with the signer. Of course, first of all, we're going to ask to see the signer's ID so we can verify that this is the true person. We're going to have them go ahead and fill out our journal if you're using a journal. And I also, when you have documents like these are going to be recorded, I also verify my witnesses. So I will ask the witnesses to see their driver's licenses as well, and I will verify their names and their um signatures and their faces to the driver's license as well. So here, if you had a second grantor, which would basically be a second person that owned the property, if you had a husband and wife, two sisters, siblings, or anything like that, then the second grantor, what information would go here. But of course, we're just going with one person. So here, I verified the signer's ID, I verified the witnesses' IDs, and we see down here the verbiage is an acknowledgement. So therefore, I'm going to say, okay, Ms. Gaiman, I verified your identity and you're willing signing this document for the purposes listed. Is that correct? Yes. So Ms. Gaiman is going to go ahead and sign this document. Then I'm going to ask the witnesses, okay, did you see Ms. Gaiman sign the document? Yes, and then they'll go ahead and sign and fill in their information as well. Of course, your venue is here. So now we're going to get started with notarizing the document. And you do want to make sure that when you're filling in this information that it is, as legible as possible, because you don't want them to come back and say it doesn't look legible and then it needs to be done over again. You don't want that. All right, so we filled out all of that information. So now we're going to sign the document as the notary. All right, and next we need our seal. Nope, I'm trying to move this over. All right, so if the document was being done in person, we're all done, you will say, okay, Miss Gaiman, your document is all complete. Now, if all of the verbiage at the bottom was not here, you can add a loose leaf certificate if you would like. When I add a loose leaf certificate in person with my signers, I always staple the loose leaf certificate to the document, and I always fill the loose leaf certificate out with everything because I don't want anyone to say and go back and add any information after I've notarized the document. So this is all complete here. This is if we were in person with the notary, that our document is complete here. Now we're going to move on to the document as if we were on Ron. So, of course, I filled out the same information here. We have no second co-grantor, so all of our information is already here. Now, when you get on Ron, you will meet with the signer. You will verify their identity, and then, of course, I use One Notary as my platform. There's a series of questions that have to be answered by the signer for us to continue. As long as all of those questions are yes, then we can continue. If there's a no in any of those questions, then we have to stop, make sure the signer understands what they're stating. Then we can either move forward or we either have to pause or terminate the session. So we're going to say, okay, Ms. Gaiman has answered all of the questions. Now, on Ron, the signer can bring their witnesses as well if they have two available. If they do that, then yes, the signers also have to go through what's called KBA, which is knowledge-based authentication, and then their IDs also have to be verified by the notary when the session starts as well. If the signer does not have witnesses available, one notary does provide witnesses, um, for convenience. That is one thing that I do like about them, that you are able to be a witness on their platform to help their signers out when they don't have if they don't have any available. So for all my other notaries on here who use Blue Notary, Proof, Notary Cam, let me know, is that something that these other ROM platforms provide? Do they provide witnesses as a convenience to your signers or to their signers if the signer doesn't have witnesses available for themselves? I'm very interested to know that. Okay, so once we get here, once again, we see that the notarial verbiage is an acknowledgement. So we're going to say, Ms. Gaiman, we verified your identity and you are willingly signing the documents for the purposes listed. Is that correct? Yes. Now, also for witnesses on One Notary, the witness questions are different than the signer questions. So the signer has their set of questions that they have to answer, and then the witnesses have their set of questions that they have to answer as well. As long as everyone answers yes, then we're good to go. Like I stated before, if anyone ever answers no, then we have to go back and we have to make sure that they understand, and then we can either continue or we either have to pause or terminate the session. So at this point, we're going to say everything that everyone has stated yes. Ms. Gaiman understands that she is willingly signing the document based off of the verbiage listed. Yes. So now we're going to commit to notarize. All right, so everything look like it's in order. And of course, you want to make sure that everything, whether or not you're in person or online, you want to make sure that everything looks to be lined up because the last thing you want is for anything to look illegible or to look like it is out of place because that will make the document be invalid. And you may have to, if you're on Ron, then that means that the platform is going to be liable and that may have to come back and get it done a second time. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to sign the document. All right, next we're going to get our seal. And once again, it's going to come in large. We're going to move it. Now, the only thing that's missing, being that this was done on Ron, we need to tell them that this was done via online notarization. So we're going to add that in. All right. So now this has been done as if it was done on Ron as well. So the document is complete as if it was done on Ron, which is here. This is if it was completed in person. And this is the document before any information is listed. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope this has given you all a little more incitement on how to notarize a warranty deed, the differences between how they look for each county, even though it's for the same state, it may be different it may be different per county. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little session regarding a warranty deed, and I will be coming out with another one later on regarding how to notarize a quit claim deed. So until next time, happy stamping and signing, guys.